Okay guys, so in today's video we're going to be talking about Roku Stock, and they just released their Q4 2019 earnings report. So I just want to talk a little bit about the stock and what's going on. So here's a quick look at the chart. So the stock is up quite a bit in after hours trading after I posted this video due to a positive earnings report. So if you take a look at my Robinhood portfolio, I own 5 shares of Roku stock. As you can see, it's actually my biggest holding in my Robinhood portfolio so far. So let's just take a quick look at the earnings release and see what happens. So here we go. So in Q4 2019, we exceeded our outlook for revenue, gross profit, and adjusted EBITDA. For the full year, we achieved strong growth, exceeding $1.1 billion in revenue, and reinforced our position as America's #1 TV streaming platform by hours streamed. So we connect customers, content publishers, advertisers, and TV brands are rapidly increasing our scale. So guys, this is really important because Roku is basically the leader in an hour stream. So I use Roku every day, whether I'm watching Netflix, whether I'm watching YouTube, whether I'm watching NBA games, whatever I'm watching. This is something that I use every day, and this is one of the things I recommend you guys start to invest. Don't just try to find new ideas. Kind of looking for things that you're using around your house, because actions are louder than words. So if you're using the product every day, that's a huge vote of confidence. So if you're interested in investing in the stock, I think that's a good place to start, looking around your own home and looking at some of the things you use. So let's just look at some of the highlights. Net revenue grew 52% year over year to over $1 billion in 2019. So the company hit the $1 billion revenue mark, which is a huge milestone for any company. Platform revenue increased 78%. Gross profit was up 50%. They added 9.8 million accounts in 2019. Streaming hours increased to a record 40 billion. Average revenue, basically everything is up. So and also nearly 1 in 3 smart TVs sold were Roku TVs. So guys, amazing quarter, amazing quarter. Like I've said in previous videos, this is a company that just continues to chug along. We're not seeing like super explosive growth like you're seeing with Shopify stock or other stocks of that nature, but as you can see here, every quarter the metrics just get better. So active accounts is up 36%, streaming hours up 60%, average revenue per user up 29%. Guys, this is actually, Roku is pretty much a spinoff of Netflix. Anthony Wood, the guy, he used to work for Netflix, and Reed Hastings kind of appointed him as the CEO of Roku and kind of spun this off into a new company. So I wouldn't be surprised to see some of the growth metrics that we saw in Netflix in the past decade to be happening with Roku as well. Like I said, guys, just great numbers here, and the stock is up after hours trading. So one of the strategies I was talking about in one of my previous videos on how I made $2,000 trading Tesla options is you guys can use the post earnings announcement drift strategy. That's PED for short. So basically what I'm going to be doing in the market open tomorrow, I'm going to be buying some long call options on Roku. I expect this stock to head towards $200. It's kind of beaten down because people were kind of worried about the earnings, but after this holiday season, a very strong quarter. So now I just want to talk a few things about the actual quarter itself. So they added 4.6 million accounts, and this is basically due to holiday sales. Player unit sales were up. Engagement continued through our platform, streamed 11 billion hours in the quarter, a 60% increase over the year over year. Revenues up, guys, amazing quarter. What more could we ask for from a holiday season? Roku is proving that even though there are competitors out there like Amazon and Apple and things like that, Roku users are extremely loyal. Like I said, I've been using my Roku for quite some time now, and I'm not the type of person to just switch like that. I'm very loyal to the Roku platform, and this is what we're seeing in the numbers. So just great numbers all around. So the streaming decade ahead, millions of consumers, biggest names in media, lead, and advertising globally are embracing streaming. So guys, this is what I was talking about, more and more of kind of the shift from cable to streaming. And personally, where I live, I have cable and I have streaming, and the really only time I use my cable is to watch HBO. So that just tells you guys kind of the switch that's going on. And it says, we predict by 2024, half of all U.S. TV households will have cut the cord and never have traditional pay TV. So, guys, cut things like cable, DirecTV, TiVo, all of these cable companies are going to really struggle as more and more people transition to streaming. So let's take a little bit more look at just kind of some of the things about Roku. I don't want to spend too much time talking the earnings report because I want to talk more about the long-term trajectory of the stock. But you guys can access all this information. Just go to ir.roku.com. That's ir.roku.com. You guys can check out this report yourself. And basically just talking more about the Roku channel, how they're putting the Roku software embedded into TVs, and how they've already launched TV models in US, Canada, Mexico, UK, and Brazil, and then that they're at the very early stages. I expect to see Roku TVs all over the world, especially in key markets like Europe, Asia, and Latin America. So let's just go a little bit more. If you guys aren't familiar with Roku, it's basically just this is what it looks like when it's on your TV, guys. I highly recommend you get one. It's a game changer for me. All the time I used to waste like watching stuff on a tiny little screen on my phone when it comes to like YouTube videos, or just like using my laptop. I used to use my laptop to watch streaming content. It was just such a hassle. And with Roku, you could basically congregate everything. So we've got Netflix, HBO, Disney Plus, NBA app. You guys like sports, MLB app. You can just watch everything on your TV. It's just so easy. And one of the things I like about Roku is that no matter which streaming service is popular, if it's Netflix today, maybe tomorrow it's Disney Plus, maybe in the future it's Hulu, Roku isn't hurt by the business model. So basically, whatever people are watching, the app, you can just watch it on your Roku. It's like the hub. So this is a really, really good, I think, opportunity. I wouldn't be surprised if Roku is one of the best performing stocks from 2020 to 2029. It just seems like that's just the course we're heading to. So just a bit more about the TV and things like that. Guys, you should really check this out. But, I've been using Roku for a while now, and I know how good the product is. So I'm not surprised by this excellent, excellent report. So let's talk a little bit about the outlook. He said in 2020 we expect to reach 1.6 billion in revenues, 42% growth. They estimate total gross profit will grow slightly faster than revenues. And they said their goal is to continue investing in strategic opportunities. They expect implied outlook is $900 million of GAAP, generally accepted accounting principles, operating expenses. So yes, guys, they are spending money, but I believe Roku is well on their way to profitability. That's what we're looking for these growth programs. Reed Hastings said it himself, the most important metric is watch time. And as we can see here, Roku is doing an excellent job of capturing watch time. I mean, wow. For the entire year, how many streaming hours? Yes, 40 billion streaming hours for 2019, which is a ridiculous amount of number. And as you can see here, streaming hours continues to increase. So while everyone's talking about profitability and stuff like that, I think I'm going to go with Reed Hastings on this. I'm going to focus on that streaming hours number and the, of course, active accounts, but especially the streaming hour, because even if people are opening accounts, they're not watching. Roku isn't really earning money. So those key numbers, average revenue per user is very important for financials, but streaming hours. So as long as that number continues to go up, I'm going to continue to hold on to this stock. That means this is where people's eyeballs are. That's what they're focused on. So in conclusion, while 2019 is a tipping point in commitments to streaming, this full force change is still to come. Roku is well positioned for the new streaming decades. We continue to differentiate our platform to deliver strong growth, execute our strategic plans, and bring together even more consumers, TV brands, content providers, and advertisers. We're more excited than ever about providing streaming solutions to consumers and TV ecosystem around the world. So, excellent stuff, guys. What is going on with this stock? Well, I just want to show you guys kind of what we've been doing over the past. So when the stock IPO'd, it was right around here, around $18 to $20. And it approached some resistance up at about $180 back in September, and it bounced down here. But as you can see, guys, if I were able to draw a trend line here, and you can see the trend is up, we're just moving up. So Yes, this won't be a straight up line. There's going to be ebbs and flows in it, but long term, I think Roku is an excellent, excellent, excellent opportunity. And the company market cap is not very high. It's still about a $20 billion company here, guys. Let's take a look at some of the other companies that we are seeing. So we know companies like Apple stock. We know companies like Google. These are all approaching $1 trillion companies. So now what we're looking at is, can this company get to basically the $1 trillion mark in the next 10 years? So if Roku stock was able to reach $1 trillion, now obviously it's a little bit different from Google and Amazon and stuff like that, but this stock is highly undervalued, guys. And I've never, usually, I've seen a lot of, I've been around, I've been investing for over 15 plus years, and this seems like one of the easiest, like, no-brainer opportunities I've seen in a long, long time. Because right now, people are fighting the streaming shift. This kind of reminds me of smartphones. I remember, back when I was in high school, and I remember I had a friend, he had one of these clunky smartphones. I believe back then it was like a Palm Pilot. That was like one of the original smartphones. You could do more on it. And everybody was laughing at this kid. He had like the little stylus pen or something like that. Let me see if I can pull up a picture of the Palm Pilot for you guys that are like younger millennials. But okay, yeah, so here it is. It was like a funny looking thing like this. I'm not sure if this was the exact model he was using, but anyway, it was like a Palm Pilot. You could like go on the internet, stuff like this. This was probably back in 2002 or 2003. I was very young. I was like a freshman, sophomore in high school. Everybody was just laughing at this kid, right? Because people resist change, We're not used to the change in the technology. So now fast forward maybe 10 years, and now everybody is obsessed over, an iPhone or getting a smartphone. So, this is the same thing with streaming, I think. I think we're so used to cable. We were in like transistor TV, and then we were in broadcast TV, and then we were moving to cable, and then now it's streaming. It just seems like people just naturally resist change, even though that's where all of us are going. In 10 years, will anybody watch cable TV? Can you imagine what the streaming options are going to be like? I mean, they're already pretty amazing. In 10 years, we're going to have even more content online, much faster internet connections. I mean, whereas, some of you guys are streaming sometimes and your feed is choppy, the feed, 5G, 6G, 7G, the feed should be so fast. I mean, you'll be able to watch almost anything. Most of these companies, Disney, HBO, Netflix, they'll have massive content libraries. They'll have all the content they already have now, so you can still watch all of your favorite movies, from the past, but then they're going to have 10 plus more years of content. So everyone's going to jump on board to streaming. And who's the number one leader in the United States? So, number one streaming platform by hour stream, Roku. So another tip I want to give you guys is, sometimes if you're new to investing and you're looking for a stock to get into, just get into the market leader. It's kind of like an obvious strategy, but for instance, if you're looking to invest in internet stocks, look towards Google. If you're interested in streaming stocks, Netflix is the leader when it comes to content. Roku is the leader when it comes to platform. If you're looking at e-commerce stocks, Amazon. If you're looking at if you're looking to own companies that produce smartphones and tech products, Apple. So getting the market leader just gets you the strongest company in that specific market. And although it doesn't mean it's going to hold up in the long term, you at least know at that moment that you're buying quality, because it's not possible to become a market leader and do a poor job. It's just not possible. So that's kind of a tip, guys, I've learned over the years. Try to get the market leader. I've made that mistake over and over again, buying this. Sometimes if you're buying like the second, the third, the fourth strongest competitor, 9 times out of 10, you're just better off plunking that money in the best business in that specific industry. So for streaming platforms, it's Roku. It's the best. It's doing the best. So that's where my money's going to go. I'm just overwhelmed by these numbers. I feel like this is like one of the first times where I've actually done my research and gotten in on something on the ground floor. Yes, I didn't get in on the IPO price. So for you guys out there that got Roku right around $20 bucks. Congratulations. You're in a great spot. You should probably just hold on to your shares. But for me, I still think there's opportunity here. Remember now, we're looking into 2029, 2030. If you put a good chunk of money in Roku now and you just be patient with your stock, you should be in a great spot in the next 2, 5 to 10 years. So my price projection for Roku stock, I think the stock goes by the end of the year. I wouldn't be surprised to see it around $200 to $300 or more. The numbers are just so strong, the financials are just so strong, and me personally, I love using the product, so I'm going to hold on to it. So what am I going to do? Well, right now I only have 5 shares of Roku stock. I try not to put too much allocation into one stock. I try to keep, because I hold about 19 to 20 stocks across all my investment accounts. I know some people like to have hundreds of stocks, but for me, there's some joy in kind of tracking the quarterly reports and stuff like that. And it's just so hard for me to read hundreds and hundreds of reports. I really just don't want to. So I keep my stock holdings under around 20 or so. So for me, it's hard for me to add because this will push Roku way over my preferred no more than 10% of my portfolio in any stock. So that means in order for me to buy more Roku, I have to add a lot more money to my account, which is I plan to do. But I'll probably end up at least doubling this stake by the end of the year. So that's my short-term goal. Long-term, I'd like to get a round lot of 100 shares. So that's it for now, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. Go check out the quarterly report on ir.roku.com. Some awesome numbers there. Let me know what you guys think about Roku. Are you buying the stock? Are you selling the stock? Are you going to buy calls? Market open tomorrow. Let me know what you think. So thanks so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to smash the subscribe button and give me a thumbs up. Thank you so much. Take care.